was also trying not to just be like majestic, legendary, majestic, legendary.
Oh no.
Like, yeah, we get it. You want a cold foil owl. Okay, so Oak and Old is Earth or Ice fusion, and if it's fused, it gets +2 dominate. And if it hits a hero, they put 2 cards from their hand at random on the bottom, and any of
Oh yeah, that's gross.
it's just disgusting, and it's so playable and living. Like this card would be so easy. This takes a turn from your opponent.
Yeah, and Chad's making a good point. Doing a double fusion though, it's not or, is actually a big thing. You know what I mean? It's and. So you have to have both or a card that has both for this card to do its thing. Other than that, it's a 7-3 for 3. I mean, it's still okay. It's actually a kind of crappy rate, I think. No, 7 for 3 is all right. But
Okay, I gotta be honest. I thought it was or, not and.
yeah, and there's a few of them that have and then or. But yeah, this one's and a little harder to pull off. That being said, it's awesome. You're 100% right. If you can get it to go off, I think you're right. If you can get it to go off, it'd be.
I would still bury this in my arsenal until I could do it.
That's fair.
I think it's worth it because I think it takes 3 cards out of their hands. So that's taking 2 turns from.
Well, that's if they block. I think they do block because it's 9. But if they don't block, it takes 2 cards. Which is still ridiculous. Like, I don't know what I'm arguing. Like, it's gonna make it better or not. But I understand what you're saying. You got anything else you want to add about this?
Yeah, I just think it's gonna be tanky, and I mean, this is also just the card I think I'm most excited about because I really want to play this deck. So this would probably be number 1 on both, if I'm being honest.
Say that again. You broke up.
I said I think this would be number 1 on both of my lists, if I'm being honest.
Oh, this one right here would be your Wait, you went number 1. You're going 1 to 5.
I'm going. Well, yeah, I'm going 1 through 5.
What kind of list do you make?
What?
What kind of list are you making?
I just went in order as they appeared. In order of appearance. Star power doesn't matter.
Okay, I see what you're saying. You're saying this would be number 1 on your list. I got you.
But I picked them in order of appearance.
Yeah, I get it. Well, we didn't get to sit down and talk about all this, so I'm hearing it the first time too. So, but okay, so this would be number 1 on your list had you done it in an order. But these are just 5 random cards that you consider the 5 top cards. Is that what you're saying?
Again, I also misread this one, and now going back, I may have maybe picked another one of the other cards. So, but I am very excited about him in general, and I do think that I would be playing 3 of these in my classic constructed build them. So
sure,
I don't feel bad about it being on the list, but it's not as good as I thought.
Yeah, sure. My number 5 is Chill to the Bone, which is a 0 cost. It's an ice action. We're looking at the red version, and it says the next time an ice or elemental attack hits a hero this turn, create 3 frostbite tokens under their control. Go again. The reason I think this card is so sweet is because it's basically a plunder run for frostbite tokens. Not to mention that 3 is almost, I think 3 runes a turn. Like, no matter what you're planning and what's going on, I think 3 runes a turn. It doesn't pump like Plunder Run, but if you happen to go wide, like I think this is good with like Lexi that can do kind of like the go again thing, and do multiple attacks and put this out. But I like this card for both constructed and sealed or limited in general. And we're talking about limited here, but I think if you get this and you're able to attack 2 or 3 times, there's a good chance you land it. And like I said, I think 3 Frostbite tokens is really hard to get through. I'm assuming this is a whole cycle, so there's probably one token, 2 tokens. But the red specifically, I think, super strong. Yeah. Sorry, I just talked my ear off about that. What do you think, though?
I mean, I think this card is also like that's going to be very, and it's going to be probably in major format. I think it's going to be though in both ice heroes are probably going to win. At least they're just so.
Agreed. So, anyways, anything else about this? Like I said, I think just 3. I like the fact that it's the next time they hit, and it's an elemental attack, so it covers everything that you might throw in a deck. You know what I mean? Even though it's a nice action, it can also do some other. Trying to think of. Is there a weird? Ice has both elements, right? They all have both elements combined, right?
Yes, there's one deck with each combination. So ice will play with uh, earth and with lightning.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Exactly.
I can't believe that there's no generics at all.
Yeah. No generics. Yeah.
So
This one's cool.
honestly, in limited, I feel like the fact that there are no generics whatsoever, I feel like that makes the old card a little bit more due.
Yeah, I think it was a smart decision because you can't keep pumping them into there. I actually appreciate the decision because, like, if you put generics out every single set, I think it floods and dilutes the game a bit. So finding sets like this where you don't need them because the generics can just be tied to a region like this, I actually think is kind of brilliant.
It does make it so that if people don't like these three heroes, they'll be limited.
Well, you get to skip the set. Like it's again
Yeah.
like I don't know if it's a good or bad business decision, but it's a great game decision. Making it like that to the point where if the set doesn't interest you, it's not going to hurt you to miss. And even if you have to buy a couple singles, it's like I don't know. Like I said, game wise, it's brilliant. I'm not 100% sold that it's a great business decision, but they're way smarter than me, and they're doing a way better job than I'd probably do. So, yeah, no shade whatsoever. So, anyways, Dazzling Crescendo, and you can go ahead and tell us what it does.
So it fuses with the lightning, and if it fuses with lightning, it'll have go again. And it's a 0 attack arrow. That's the main reason is it's a 0 with go again. I feel like if you're running archer, you're probably gonna be running heavy lightning. So I feel like this card should be really good if you're gonna run at all.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah. The ability to go again's great. It's a 4 break point, and it's a 0 cost. I think that's yeah, it's everything you can really ask for. Anything else about it?
I mean, the red one goes over normal defense, so they're gonna have to use at least 2 cards.
Right.
But
Exactly.
I mean, so you're gonna get in there as well. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'd be pretty excited to draft this set as well. I wonder. I feel like the saturation is just gonna be a lot higher, so everybody's deck's gonna be a little bit better in this draft format.
Yeah, I think it leaves a lot of things open. So my number 4 is Electrify, and it's a 1 cost, and we're looking at the red. Again, it's a cycle, it's a common. But the next time an attack action card hits a hero, it deals 3 damage to them. If Electrified is played from Arsenal, you get to draw a card, and it has go again. Blocks for 2. A lot of this stuff blocks for 2. But But again, this is just another one that you get the stack on the multiple attacks, and all you have to do is sneak 1 point of damage through, and it just deals an extra 3. Which in limited, I think just chip damage is strong. So 3 at some point throughout, you put this in your arsenal, and say you can get 2 attacks off, and both are 4s. You're either going to take their turn, or they're going to take 3 extra damage. Not sure if you put any thought into Electrify or not.
Like my list is already done by the time I got that. Not gonna lie.
Well, sure, but I mean, what do you think of it right now, just off the cuff?
I mean, I think
let's talk about the card.
Like even when I got down there, I thought that it was great. I'm more looking at it for Ruin Blade. Right?
Sure.
Yeah, Ruin Blade is lightning and earth.
Yes.
Okay, but yeah, I mean, I really like the card.
Yep.
It replaces itself. It's an extra 3 damage. I mean,
yeah, and this one's just attack action card. It's a lightning action, but it affects just normal attacks, which I thought was cool also. This one doesn't have to be an elemental or lightning attack. So I think that's strong also.
Yeah. And that will make a big difference when you get to the classic constructed side of it as well.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, so it's explosive growth. It's a 1 cost. It has Earth Fusion. If it was fused, whenever it deals damage, oh, sorry, I'm blurred a little bit here. Whenever it deals damage, attacks you control get +1. This combat chain, and then it has that it'll deal 1 arcane damage. Yeah, so it's gonna instantly trigger itself, so it's gonna be a 4 instead of a 3, unless you can block arcane, which in limited, in this set, I don't feel like there's very much at all that does anything to block anything.
Right. They actually made a statement about that, and that it. Well, I don't know. I think they made a statement about it, and that they needed to keep it low, or the card or the class just lost everything else. If they put null runes in, that it would just shut the class down completely. So that's why it has little, because it's based around the limited environment. They build these sets with that such ingrained in their mind, and the fact that they already have cards in constructed to take care of it, that they didn't feel that adding those cards again was a plus to the limited environment. That's what I heard. Maybe it wasn't a statement from them, but I think it was.
Yeah. I mean, either way, because it looks like there's, in general, like when I was looking through most of the gear, you're not getting a lot of defense in this set.
No, it is low. It is low.
And
that's
even
things
the
you gotta
stuff
think
that
of.
does block has blade break. So, like, you're probably not going to have much defense on your gear.
Yeah.
I thought it was, so.
Yeah,
So like, I love this card, in limited especially. So, like, this one, I had limited in mind for. Now, if you can find a way to give it go again,
right,
that would be ideal, of course.
That seems the important
drawback.
And it's elemental, so it doesn't help chain, which again, I think they did a good job of like picking and choosing where they stuck things that can go that are backwards compatible. Ooh, man, look at that art. Jesus. Jeez, Bramble Spark. We're looking at the red version. Yeah, the art is so good in this set, man. Like, this is gorgeous.
There's a lot of art that I love.
Yeah, I think this whole set's knocking it out of the park. I think every set's been better and better, and like this set, you know what, man? I usually like the darker stuff, like in a lot of games, like including this game. But man, this Aria with being this bright like world, it's just gorgeous.
Yeah. All right, so Bramble Spark is 0 Earth Fusion. The next attack you play this turn gains when you attack with this, deal 1 arcane damage to target hero. If Bramble was fused, the next attack action card you play this turn gets +3. Go again. So like that potential of 4. Again, I think you put this into your or into your arsenal, and you just wait until you have a turn for it. Like it's just so much extra damage for free.
Jeez. Yeah, but I mean, do you need a 4 card? It seems like it does everything in one spell, right? Like just out of curiosity, like why do you think you need such a big hand? Because like I don't think this
Well, and for
benefits
the
heavily.
fusion part, like
Yeah.
just for the fusion thing, just to make sure you have the fusion or whatever if you need it. But
I got you. I
um,
got you.
yeah.
I see what
But
you.
like you could really set up a big hand or a big hit as well, or a big
Well, yeah,
turn
it's
with
real
this
good,
card.
and it does. And again, it
I
does the
mean,
next action, attack action. Oh, this one's the next. This one doesn't roll over, but yeah, very strong. And for a 0, I think it's solid. Um,
plus it's a source of arcane, which nobody's going to be able to deal with. At least some people can deal with physical damage. I mean,
yeah,
it looks like there's a lot of twos
I feel like a
in
lot
this
of people
set.
die to arcane when against. I think that's like the winning part of the class is the arcane. All right, so my next one is the channel cycle. This is the one that's not really. Um, this one you're not going to really open often, but I think they're super strong. So the first one is Channel Mount Heroic, and this is the Earth Action Aura. It has Go Again. Attack action cards you control have +3. And then it has Channel Earth at the beginning of your end phase. Put a flow counter on Channel Mount Earth, or Channel Mount Heroic. Then destroy it unless you put an Earth card from your pitch zone on the bottom of your deck for each flow counter. So you're really going to get this like 2 times, probably realistically. But it pumps. You're going to get this for like 2 turns. Let's just say on average. But for 2 turns, if you are doing Go Again, you're getting, say you get to do 2 attacks a turn, you're getting 6 extra damage with this thing.
Yeah.
I mean,
Uh,
it's a Majestic, so of course it's that good. But like, I think these are crazy, like right?
this card is on my on my list for classic constructed. Like I also just think that this card is extremely insane.
Right,
Being able to do that for that much, like, oh, that can be a lot of damage.
dude, so much. So, anyways, we're gonna go to Channel Lake Frigid because again, this is a cycle. I did a couple cycles. There's 2 cycles I used, and so we'll go over each. But anyways, Channel Lake Frigid. It's a blue pitch. It costs 2. I didn't say what the other one did, but it's okay. It has Go Again. Cards and activated abilities cost opposing heroes an additional resource. And then it has Channel Ice at the beginning of your end phase. Put a flow counter on it, and then you have to put ice cards to the bottom until you do it. So again, you might get this for 2 or 3 turns, but it makes every one of their stuff cost an extra resource. Which, if you've played this game enough, you know how tight the resource and output is, you know? So I think it really kind of just squeezes for 2, like I said, probably 2, maybe 3 turns, depending on how controlly you're going to be or how ice heavy you are. But if you can get this out for 2 or 3 turns, you're really messing with what other people are trying to do. Maybe a little less so in limited. It's just Earth, so you can.
I had to sneeze. I had muted it
Oh,
for a second,
okay.
but
Yeah, yeah, no worries.
that card, I was looking at that one as well. But Channel Mount Heroic was the one that made my list as well.
Mount Heroic.
Yeah, I loved that one. The +3 for multiple attacks for multiple turns just seems so insane.
Sure. Sure. And then we have the lightning one, the last one. This is Channel Thunder Steep. It's by Step, Steep. I'm gonna call it Steep. I'm with Steep. This got art by Mark Poole, just to notably do that. I'm sure this has been noted a billion times, but I'm gonna note it too. Um, anyways, it cost 1. It's a yellow pitch. So I think Mount Heroic was red. Because I didn't mention that, but I think it was red. So this is a yellow pitch. It costs 1. It has Go Again. Whenever you play an action card, you may pay a resource. If you do, it gains Go Again. Channel Lightning at the beginning of your end step. Put a flow counter. Put lightning cards equal to the flow counter thing. This is real good. I think the resource throws me off a little, but at the same time, I feel like a lot of Go Again and lightning attacks are like 0s and 1s. So, like, a blue card could at least attack, give Go Again, and attack again. I feel like, which is the way it's going to work. You're going to get this again, like, 2-3 turns. I don't, like, max. Like, 3 turns is, like, pushing it, I think, for all the channels. But, I think getting it for 2 turns, for the turn you put it down and then the next turn, is still strong for all 3 of them.
Yeah, this one's the one I think I was least excited for. But I mean, they're all powerful. I totally agree. But in the order that you showed them in is probably an order in which my excitement level is there for.
Sure. There is something special about this though. It's whenever you play an action card, so it has no limitation to lightning or not lightning. So like,
Yeah.
this gives anything Go Again, which
Or attack or non-attack.
right,
It's
exactly.
everything.
It does everything. So like, still think it's very. I think it's strong. I think they're all
think
strong.
it's going to be stronger in constructed though.
Yes, yeah. Like I said, I just got kind of excited.
This could be a tome out of your arsenal, drawing you 2 cards, gaining you 7 life, and having Go Again.
Phew.
For 1 extra.
Phew.
And now you just filled your hand up as well.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty magical Christmas land, but yeah, I feel what you're saying.
Yeah.
You try to gain 7's nuts, but I get what you mean.
Well, I mean, usually when you play that card, though, sometimes you gotta sacrifice a card or 2 so that you're not losing that Go Again. Or so that you're actually getting to do a turn and you lose a couple life. So if you get to give the tome Go Again, you get to do it earlier in the turn and gain more life. So
yeah, that's true. Like I want that in foil so bad.
yeah, it looks like it's gonna be amazing in foil.
Like so bad.
Let's see if I can this. Okay, so it has Earth and or Lightning fusion.
Yeah, baby.
If it was fused with an Earth card, attack actions you control get +3 this turn. If it was fused with a Lightning card, attack actions you control get Go Again this turn. And that is just insane. I mean, either one of those abilities are nice, but both of those abilities I feel like are just very powerful.
Yeah, absolutely. But this is one of those cards that are just hard because now you have to have you have to have a card to attack with, a card to pitch, a card to fuse. Yeah, it's like a 4-card hand, right? You have this card, a card to pitch, a card to fuse, and the card to attack with.
I think a lot of these are that way. But so you don't have to do both fuses.
No, but
so if you only are running lightning, let's say you have 3 of the 0 drops that are like, I think they're lightning, they're 2 damage, 1 damage, 3 damage, and then they also deal an arcane. So let's say you have 3 of those in hand with that.
With the fuse cards. Oh, you can attack with the fuse cards. Okay.
Yeah, you show them. They go back to your hand.
Well, there's like a weird timing for things because, like, if it's an attack that fuses, right? But if it's an attack that fuses, you can't use the fuse card.
But I also think this is versatile because I think that it works in either deck, like if you're going heavy earth or heavy light, because I'm seeing people are saying, some of these builds you're gonna go like heavy ice or heavy earth for like Olam. You're not gonna probably do 50-50. You're gonna probably do like
Well, yeah,
70-30.
you're gonna lean one way or the other depending on what you
So
want.
so this works with either way you want to run it. So you could almost even put this into your sideboard to where you're switching this in and out depending
Sure.
on what build you're playing, or you could
I
sideboard your deck if your deck has a
I mean
better
it's
matchup against somebody with Earth, but normally you run Lightning. You could even
right,
do something
but
like
it's
that
and
and make
or,
it run
so
better.
I like
Yeah,
it's and or, so like I don't know what you're defending there because it doesn't matter what you're running. Either one of these give a good effect.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like either one's good effect, but so like you don't even have to use it for both. It could just be either
Right.
one.
No, I completely understand that. Again, I was thinking about attacks that fused because you can't use those to pitch or anything. But this isn't an attack, so you get the card back to the next step. That's like where my confusion was. You can play it without being able to do the fuse. Yeah, you can also do it without the fuse, of course. But I don't know why you'd play this without the fuse, right? It doesn't do anything without a fuse.
Yeah, unless you had something else that gave you some kind of bonus trigger for each action you played before it, or
Right.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think it's good. I just think they're just big hands. You know what I mean? They really encourage you not to block, and you like the life totals are rough in limited. You know what I mean? 20 health, and when you got to hold on to 3-4 cards for any of your good turns, I feel like these games are going to go fast. I guess that's kind of what I'm thinking. Everything blocks for 2, and everything wants to make everything big, and the set doesn't want you to block unless you're Odom or
Yeah,
old him.
that's what I'm saying. Like I felt like looking through these cards, with exception to Oldham, and I guess if you get the Earth defense cards, you could with Thorn you can defend a little bit, but
Right.
like I don't feel like there's a lot of defense in this at all.
Yeah, right. Well, yeah, because a lot of it's just pump cards. There's a lot of pump cards in this set.
Yeah,
Um,
I don't think any of these rounds go more than 15-20 minutes.
Play in Lexi who can't fuse Earth. Yeah. Oh, well, yeah. True. I see what they're saying. You can play this in all heroes also, because all heroes will be able to use it one way or the other. All right. So yeah, mine's the Amulet Cycle. The reason I like this so much, and I can kind of break this down in Element. Thank you. And I can break this down pretty easy, right? So this is a common, so it has the whole cycle. Or no, it doesn't have the whole cycle. I lied. They're only one card. It has Go again. It costs 0. It's a blue pitch. This is Amulet of Earth. It's an instant, or it has instant destroy Amulet of Earth. Attack action cards you control get +1 and +1 defense this turn. Activate this ability only if you have Earth fused this turn. The reason I like these so much is because they're items, so they give you a way to have bigger hands. I think anything that so it kind of does what the mechanologist does and adds to the board, but these are all onboard tricks. So again, it's kind of like adding a fourth, fifth, or sixth card to your hand as you play it in layaway. And this one in particular also affects your defense, so you can play it, draw back up, and if you're able to Earth Fuse, you're able to pump your stuff by defense also. I'm going to go ahead and find the next amulet if you want to add anything to that.
Yeah. I mean, it also pitches for blues, so I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. The only thing that's gonna suck is if you get it late game and you really need a defense. That's the only thing I really don't like about those items is they always have 0 defense.
Yeah, I can get behind that.
But it's also a blue pitch, so I mean, in limited, you're probably gonna run
Yeah,
it.
it's almost free and limited, right?
Yeah, you're gonna probably run it just to pitch it.
Right.
Because usually you're at a shortage anyway. So
Right. So next is Amulet of Ice. It's another blue pitch, 0 cost, go again. Instant, destroy Amulet of Ice. Target hero discards a card unless they pay 2 resources. Activate this ability only if you've Ice Fused this turn. That's ridiculous.
yeah.
This is something I'm talking about because you put this down the turn before, and then the next time you have a good turn, you get to crack this for free. And then already start pressuring their hand before you even done an action.
Or you wait until you lock them down with a few
Frostbite
frostbite
tokens.
tokens, and then you let them waste some energy, and then you pop this and make them pay an extra two.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, right. So like that's what I mean. There's multiple synergies just for this card itself.
I feel like ice is very powerful.
I think so
Just
too.
all of the ice abilities. The
So I was
uh,
thinking it looks really powerful, but I also think it looks super skill intensive because it has attacks, but it's based around this defense. And anytime you're blocking in this game, I feel like there's a lot more decisions to be made. Um, I mean, I could be wrong, but the way he works, he's expensive. His abilities are expensive, and he seems like he's gonna be trying to fatigue people a lot with but he's a guardian, so of course he has big attacks. I'm not saying he doesn't, but like the way he plays himself seems like he's gonna have a lot of. There's gonna be a decent amount of skill in being good with him against everybody because you're gonna have to deploy different like defensive strategies. But again, that's just from reading it, not really seeing any play from him. So that's just kind of the way I look at him.
I don't know. I just both of the ice abilities just seem so good.
Agreed. Agreed. And then, so last we have Amulet of Lightning. Again, blue, cost 0, go again. Instant, destroy it. Just gives your next, gives target action card go again. Activate this only if you've lightning fused. Now this is cool because it's a target and not the next, so you can do it as an instant or like a combat trick. So you attack with something big, they take it, and then you can just pop. It's kind of like Snapdragon Scalers for lightning. That you can run multiple in your deck. Pitches for blue, but kind of does the same. Kind of got the same feel.
All right. Do we want to do just a quick run through of this next list so that we can get to this game?
Well, I would, but I'm not done yet.
Oh, are you not done yet?
No, that was number 4. I got number 5, but it's not a cycle.
Oh, okay.
Or number 1. This would be my number 1. This is the card that I like want to play with the most. I think.
Okay.
Rushing me.
I am rushing you. Your top five was like 17 cards, Dick.
weren't They weren't. I told you there were cycles, and that's why we would. I don't want to hear it. I told you there were cycles. I warned you. Hey, you read down the list. You didn't even try, so I don't want to hear it.
Well, I mean, I made sure to spread it out enough to where I wasn't picking
No, right,
all Oldham cards, even though
right.
I really just want to build him. And I could have probably listed 5 cards that I'm like, man, I hope I get that one because I really in my head I really wanted to build him so much until I got down to Ruin Blade, and then I'm like, yeah,
Fair enough. But anyways, my number
like
1 card. Let's go ahead and finish this up. You're right. We do got to get through this because I still want to do that little history thing before we get into it. And I think we got about 20 minutes before what game is going to be around.
oh, okay, I thought he was already
The 9 card top 5, exactly.
yes.
Because that's what I do. I I go 187.5% every time. Okay, so the card I want to play with the most, it's an Earth card. It's Tome of Harvests. It's a blue pitch. It costs 3. As an additional cost to play Tome of Harvest, put a card from your arsenal on the bottom of your deck. Draw 3 cards. Go again. Yeah, man. I want to draw 3 cards, right?
Drawing 3 cards seems good.
Just in general. And then I was telling you this, but I don't know if anyone else knows about it. I'm working. But anyways, this is illustrated by Mark Poole, which also illustrated what's the card called? Oh, Ancestral Recall. Yep. And it costs a blue to draw 3 cards. This pitches for a blue. It costs a blue in this game, and it draws 3 cards from the same artist that did it at almost 30 years ago now. So
almost, yeah. So 28 years.
Yeah. So on top of me liking to draw cards and thinking this card's phenomenal, I love the play. It had to be intentional. It had to be intentional, right?
I feel like it had to be.
Yeah. Like every piece of that just fits so nicely and snugly, like a puzzle, that I feel it's it. But anyways, that is my top 9, Bob's top 5 of cards he wants to see in limited, and I want to see in limited, not he, we, together.